Mount Fuji rises above Japan as a symbol of beauty and serenity. Its presence has inspired awe for centuries, but for all its majesty, it conceals nature's true power. Few instances showcase this as profusely as when a flight from Japan to Hong Kong would turn into one of the most shocking aviation disasters of the early jet age, vanishing from the sky within minutes of leaving the airport, and taking all on board with it. What could cause a reliable, tried and tested jetliner to spontaneously break apart in mid-air? This is the story of BOAC Flight 911. The 5th of March 1966, Tokyo, Japan. By the mid-1960s, BOAC, the British Overseas Airways Corporation, is one of the world's most recognisable air carriers, linking Great Britain to the rest of the globe. Flight 911 is part of a round-the-world service connecting England with the US onto Japan and finally arriving at the final destination of Hong Kong. After leaving London Heathrow, the flight continued onto New York, San Francisco, Honolulu, but then had to divert to an airbase in Japan due to weather, but was later able to make its intended stopover at Haneda Airport in Tokyo, where it is now set to fulfill the final leg to Kai-Tak Airport in Hong Kong. The aircraft is a Boeing 707, a 4-engined narrow-body airliner, the first jet-powered airliner made by Boeing, and a favourite to operate among many airlines, including BOAC, who prefer it over even locally produced aircraft such as the Comet and VC-10. On board are 113 passengers, most of whom are American. Among them are employees of Thermo King, a company that makes vehicle refrigeration units. Alongside the passengers, there are 11 crew members, totaling 124 people on board. Spirits are high as the aircraft prepares to depart Tokyo's Haneda Airport. It is early afternoon and Flight 911 is running slightly behind schedule. They were meant to depart earlier, but were delayed due to another flight, Canadian Pacific Flight 402, crashing as they attempted to land. Video footage on the day captures Flight 911 on its takeoff roll, with the wreckage of Flight 402 in the foreground. Despite the remains of the Canadian Pacific flight on full display for the passengers of BOAC 911, the takeoff proceeds routinely and they are well on their way to Hong Kong. But there is a last-minute change in plans. Instead of taking the direct airways south towards Hong Kong, the crew decides to surprise their passengers with a sightseeing detour past Mount Fuji, Japan's iconic volcanic peak. With clear skies now above the mountain, there is no better chance, and the idea seems harmless enough. The aircraft makes a turn towards the landmark. Flight 911 climbs to an altitude of 16,000 feet near the slopes of Mount Fuji. From the ground, observers notice the 707 flying overhead close to the mountain's towering slopes. All is proceeding smoothly until suddenly the jet is hit by an intense force unlike any turbulence they would have experienced before, throwing the jet off its axis. Forces reach as high as 7.5 Gs. Anyone and anything not wearing a seatbelt or bolted down goes flying. The jet plummets from altitude, tumbling downwards like a leaf falling from a tree. The forces involved are so immense, the vertical stabilizer, followed by the entire tailplane and all 4 engines, are ripped from their mountings and scatter through the air. Witnesses on the ground see the plane falling, and some even manage to take photos of it. As it reaches closer to the ground, the nose of the plane separates and the wreck crashes to the earth, landing in a forested mountainside. There are no survivors. The crash of Flight 911 leaves wreckage scattered across a debris field stretching nearly 16 kilometers. Investigators carefully study the distribution of fragments, and the sequence of the breakup begins to emerge. The first failure is traced to the vertical stabilizer, which tore away from the fuselage. As it broke off, it struck the left horizontal stabilizer. Moments later, the ventral fin and all 4 engine pylons were ripped from their mounts by the enormous stresses, followed by the rest of the tail section. With its empennage gone, the 707 entered a flat spin. In its final moments, the forward fuselage and part of the right wing tore loose before the remains of the jet slammed into the ground. Among the wreckage, investigators make a useful but disturbing discovery. An 8mm cinefilm reel belonging to one of the passengers. While not widely released to the public, the recovered footage was described to show peaceful scenes out of the window, followed by 2 blank frames, possibly where the camera jammed under forces of more than 7 times the weight of gravity. The film ends abruptly, with blurred images of the cabin interior, moments thought to be from during the breakup. Inspection of the wreckage also reveals stress cracking from around the vertical stabilizer's mounting bolts. While later testing shows these cracks did not cause the failure, they raise wider safety concerns. Checks across other Boeing 707 and 720 aircraft uncover similar issues, prompting corrective maintenance across their fleets. Attention turns to the conditions around Mount Fuji and a phenomena that can occur around it, a mountain wave. When strong winds strike a tall peak, the air is forced upward, then tumbles down the far side in powerful rolling waves, generating violent turbulence and wind speeds of 60 miles per hour. Ordinarily, an aircraft is designed to withstand high winds, as the concept of an aircraft wouldn't even work to begin with otherwise, but the wind a plane normally encounters is a horizontal wind, but a vertical wind at those speeds is a whole different thing entirely, and practically unheard of. The theory is confirmed to have been happening at the time around Mount Fuji, as a US Navy A-4 Skyhawk participating in search and rescue efforts flew into the exact same mountain wave that brought down the 707, but luckily, being a military attack aircraft, was designed to handle higher G-forces and lived to tell the tale. The final findings confirm it. Flight 911 was torn apart by abnormally severe turbulence in the form of a mountain wave. These forces imposed loads far beyond the limits of the aircraft's design. Add to this the fact that it was the 1960s, and the effects of weather phenomena such as mountain waves were not as well understood as today, let alone the effect they'd have on aircraft. The final report concludes that Flight 911 was destroyed by severe turbulence in the lee of Mount Fuji. The aircraft itself was sound, the crew competent, and the weather seemed clear, but the mountain's unique conditions created an invisible and fatal hazard. The disaster came during a time of uncertainty for the safety of air travel in Japan, having become the 3rd airline accident to happen within only 1 month. First, there was the crash of All Nippon Airways Flight 60, followed by Canadian Pacific 402, now BOAC 911. It remains one of the most unusual air disasters of all time, with a mountain wave not downing a large airliner before or since, but nonetheless proof that sometimes the largest dangers cannot be seen. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it and found it interesting. If so, give the video a like and make sure you subscribe and enable all notifications if you want to catch future episodes as soon as I upload them. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.